Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, aka Steve, and welcome to the WBE Draft Recap. What is the Milwaukee Sawsbucks team looking like? And what are my thoughts on why I picked what I picked? But I'm going to answer your first question right off the bat, right out of the gate. What the fuck is this weird shit behind me? What is this weird scalps and heads and wigs? What is this? What's happening? My wife and I are actually serial killers, and what we do is we kill people and we scalp them and display them around our house as trophies. Actually, we have a business. We dress up as children's characters, and well, not me. We have people that do that for us. And we just have a lot of different wigs and makeup and stuff all around the house. So you can believe either one of those. One of those is true. It's up to you to decide which one. It's not the first one. It's not the first one. Do not believe the first one. That is not what's happening here. It's just for a business that we own. That's what it is. Let's talk about the Sawsbucks. Before we get started, I'm going to say two things. First one is I haven't played Pokemon in a while. So, I mean, I don't count the WBE of Let's Go. I think the last time I played Pokemon was for the UBL, I believe. I just missed the playoffs there. So, got some rust. I still got to get my motivation back. I'm still trying to get it back. So, that is something that I'm working on doing. And two, I have some beliefs about Pokemon Draft League format that might not be true. I have not historically been a very good Draft League battler. There are people that are just so much better than I. I am simply the man who created the format. That does not mean that I am the Maximilian Pegasus. I wish I were, but I actually, you know what? I don't mind being, because, so Pegasus created the game, right? He just beats these fucking shitty people. And I've beaten people that are probably shitty. When he goes up against people like Yugi, he loses. And then I believe he lost against Alistair, I believe, in another season, so... You know, Pegasus loses. He does. I still could be. You know, I don't have the purple hair or the luscious, gait, how he walks. Or I don't have the same method of speech as Pegasus, but I can still be him, right? So anyway, so I take some liberties about my knowledge of draft format and how I think it goes, and those may not be at all true. They're just my perception of maybe an average player. But let's just start talking about the picks. First pick, I was 15th. What the fuck is that? And I'm right in the middle of the round. So, a lot of people in this league. I think there's 28 people in the league. So I'm right fat in the middle, which is fucking perfect. Right where I wanted to be. Right. You never want to be in the middle of a draft. You never want to be in the middle of a draft with 28 goddamn people. Before you have 4 picks in the first 100. That is tough to do. I mean, everyone does, but you don't get 2 in a row. You got like every pick you have to wait. 50, you gotta do it. So, you gotta hope to try to get what you want and try to formulate a plan. Clefable, what I wanted. One of those liberties that I am taking about Draft League is in a league of this size, I feel like it's very important to get a designated sweep stopper. I believe that it is easier to create offense than it is to create defense in Draft League, so I wanted to make sure that I have one of the premier defensive bonds. Now, while his stats aren't the best in the world, the ability to have Unaware and the typing of Clefable really, I think, is a huge asset to any team. In a league of this size, Clefable with Unaware can come in and stop any setup sweeper in its tracks. It can discourage people from setup and sweeping, and it can also do a number of other supportive things. It can Stealth Rock, it can Wish Pass, it can status things. I can run Magic Guard and not be affected by status. There's really a lot of options there. I can run Calm Mind, I can run Soft Boiled, so there's a lot that I can do, and I think Clefable is going to have a lot of value on the team going forward, and I think that Clefable is going to be used a lot just to help stop and shut down whatever offense the enemy or the opponent is trying to start. So I think Clefable is a solid pick, especially where I was, and it kind of guarantees me I have a nice pivot to kind of build around. Second pick is my offensive chess piece. My great destroyer, the slaughterer of worlds, the Thanos, to my Marvel Universe prior to Endgame. My Thundurus-T. Thundurus-T for Thundurus Thanos. Thanos Therian, baby! It's just, it just rips holes in universes. It punches right through drywall, like its name is Kyle, hopped up on 2 monster. That's gonna be shitty because I'm drinking a monster now, and I don't want that to stick. So, Thundurus-T, it's a fast electric type. It is a gargantuan animal as far as offensive prowess goes. It is so straightforward as to why I got Thundurus. I shouldn't have to explain it to you, but I'm going to. In an Open Z League, I can really do hefty damage to almost everything with the vastness of Thundurus' special move pool. With an electric type move, I can run hidden powers stuff. I got Sludge Wave. I got Psychic or Psyshock. I just have a lot of... I can run U-Turn if I don't need Volt Switch, in addition to just Volt Switch. I got a Nasty Plot. I got Def... I got so many options. I can't hold them all. And I got long arms. So that's how many options I have. I got my long arms. Can't hold them. So it's just wild. Crazy. Thundurus is here to be the offensive crux. Oh, man, I got almost 5 minutes in without saying crux, so that's fine. The offensive crux of my team, and it'll be the... I'm going to go with the Joel Embiid here, but Joel Embiid is, I would say, more of a stonewall defender. I mean, he's got inside power, but you know what? What am I doing? It is the Giannis Antetokounmpo of my basketball team. It is the team leader. The offense will run through him, and there will be times where he will come in on an electric type or ground type move and just take that defensive ability he's got and just start stuffing the shit out of. You know, you see like a Jolteon going up for a layup, and it's like Thundurus-T, and boom, the block out of nowhere from behind, right into the third row, and then something like, I don't know, you get a Tyranitar dropping Earthquakes, from mid-range, goes up, and then boom, Thundurus-T again. 2 blocks in 2 minutes. The MVP chants are ringing out all over I don't know, whatever we play, Milwaukee. Pick any of the Milwaukee stadiums. The point is, Thundurus-T is a fucking animal. I've compared him first to Giannis Antetokounmpo and to Giannis Antetokounmpo. I am getting too excited for my own good, man. I'm not gonna edit any of that shit out because why? I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I'm gonna keep those mistakes alive and well. I just show you guys that just because I have the ability to edit myself and to mask all of my mistakes, but choose not to, just shows you how much more of a real-life human I am, and I'm definitely not a robot. That's not a thing at all. So let's talk about Vaporeon, the next pick. Vaporeon does a few things that I think fit the niche of this team, or what I hope my vision for this team is. Well, first, it takes some of the defensive pressure off of Clefable, so I don't need Clefable to be the only defensive sponge. And also takes those Ice-type moves that are going to be coming the way of Thundurus-T, and I can just nullify the shit out of those. I've got Water Absorb, so another one of my nice juicy immunities. And frankly, Vaporeon does pretty much one thing very, very well, and that is being an annoying piece of shit. It was also my nickname in high school. Hey, actually, that was not my nickname in high school. I had a nickname in high school because no one knew I existed. It was always just like, hey, you, sometimes I thought that I was like a bird that had actually gotten in one of the open doors and was flying around because of my giant beak nose and my impressive wingspan, and the fact that when I would often get called on in class, I would answer with "caca" instead of actual human language. So there would be times I'd be chased out of my own homeroom with a broom. Two of those things are a lie. One of those is true. You figure out which one that was. So Vaporeon, it can wish, it can protect, it can toxic, it could scald, and so it can burn things. It can dry baton pass, which I'm a big fan of. I love the fact that that Vaporeon can just take a hit, baton pass out, and then go into one of my animals like Thundurus-T. So it's got those options, it's got those opportunities. And I definitely expect Vaporeon to kind of excel as that that B team defender that my team is going to be having. So my fourth pick is Azelf. Now what Azelf does, it's a fast sweeper. Well, it's a fast kind of versatile mon. Fast, first of all, it's fast. He's a fast mon. I got that 115 base speed, so I don't You know, early on, I don't need to see myself kind of grasping to get a high speed tier mon later on just to fill that speed tier. I got Azelf, a Pokemon that I think is going to be seeing a lot of action, and I think can help my team out a lot because of the versatility that Azelf has. Another ground immunity, but it's got the access to screens, it's a fast U-turner, it's got Stealth Rock, it can be offensive or specially... Sorry, it can be physically or specially offensive. It's got a wide move pool with a lot of different options. So I see Azelf kind of being a mon that I drop into teams where I may need I may need a more specialized set to deal with a threat that the rest of my mons can't. But I see Azelf being able to do that and being able to do that in a lot of spots. So I think Azelf's going to be helpful. And there were times I could slap maybe a Choice Scarf on it and really cause some havoc. It can be a quick U-turner. Yeah, I got Side Shock, Psychic. I can run Explosion on it. I can run, again, a lot of options. Like I said, you can be a Stealth Rocker. You can run a Dual Screener. I can run Zen Headbutt with some physically offensive, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, like that. There's a lot of stuff that I can do with Azelf that I definitely see being of value to this team. But that does kind of leave me a little weak as far as dedicated physical attacker. So I think the next pick really encapsulates the void, the feeling of the void that this team needs. And on the 8th day, God said, "Wait, I'm not done. I need dinosaurs with scythes for hands." Mega Garchomp was born. Now, Mega Garchomp lacks in speed, makes up for in bulk. I have a Thundurus-T, I have an Azelf, so another fast mon, like a really fast mon, wasn't as important to me as a physical attacker was, and he's got that extra bulk. So there's gonna be mons. A lot of times when you see regular Garchomp, you'll tech a Hidden Power Ice on a mon and deal with it, but you cannot do that with Mega Garchomp because of the bulk that it has. A lot of mons that would normally run Hidden Power Ice will do so in vain against Mega Garchomp because of the bulk that it has. And you got that impressive move pool. Anyone remember what Chain Chomp was? That could be a thing again. But if not, it's just got a devastating arsenal of maybe a Rock Slide, Poison Jab, Dragon Claw, Earthquake combo. You can run a Flamethrower, Fire Blast on it. This thing, I believe, also gets Stealth Rocks if I really wanted to. And it's got sand, that sand boost and ability. So if I want to run if I pick up a mon that gets auto sand, or a mon later on that can even run Sandstorm, I can even run like Unaware Clefable, or not Unaware, Magikarp Clefable to not get damaged by the Sandstorm. This thing that'll get boosted by it. So I got options now for sand possibilities on teams, and I just definitely think that the combo of Mega Garchomp and Thundurus-T is going to be an impressive one and a tough one for people to deal with, especially given the fact that they both hit so fucking hard. And you're gonna need to dedicate something to stop both of them, or else you're gonna have a lot of problems. Because you ain't gonna kill Mega Garchomp with no rinky-dinky ass Hidden Power Ice. You can fucking try. It ain't gonna work though. Ain't gonna work. So my next pick is Aggron, and I compare this already well with things like Clefable and Thundurus-T and even Vaporeon. So I can Wish Pass from Clefable into Aggron. I can Wish Pass from Vaporeon into Aggron. I can switch out Aggron into my Thundurus on a ground type or a fighting type move. So or even Clefable on a fighting type move. So I think Aggron is a nice filler on this team as well. And I think I'm really building up a solid defensive structure that is going to really help my offense out. As I said at the beginning of the video, I was never the best Draft League player. So maybe the thoughts and ideas that I've had before have not worked out well. So I think this year I'm kind of trying more of a defensive sets or defensive mindset that I can use to sort of, wear teams down and then go in with my big Mama Jamas. Big Mama Jamas! I called them Mama Jamas. I had one chance to say that right, and I said Big Mama Jamas. Mama Jamas. Go in there with Thundurus. Thanos. Go in there with Garchomp. Knive Dinosaur. Just iconic of pop culture, or in pop culture. So Aggron provides another solid defensive just presence. Can Stealth Rock, can Dragon Tail, can Roar. That's what it does. And it's a nice steel type, so if any steel types are thinking about coming in there and just hurting Clefable, they're gonna have to deal with this guy here. And I definitely like Aggron, and I definitely like I think it's protected because its weaknesses I have immunities and resistances for. You know, ground, obviously 2 immunities, and then fighting, I have the same thing with Azelf being immune and Clefable. So I got some solid ways to keep Aggron alive, and I think Aggron's going to frustrate a lot of people that are trying to wear down my big offensive mons and are finding it almost impossible to do so. If you watch my UBL games, you'll know that I ended the season hitting 8 straight high jump kicks, and my hubris was gigantic. I was so over the moon. I had a consecutive high jump kick hit counter, ended the year at 8 in a row. So Hitmonlee, of course, you're on the squad this year. Hitmonlee provides a lot of things that I think people overlook when they see Hitmonlee. Unburden is fantastic. The ability to double its speed instantly while losing an item with an impressive attack stat and pretty big move pool. I got, Blaze Kick for grass types if I wanted to hit grass types super effectively and not worry about missing high jump kick. I got Rock Slide. I got, of course, high jump kick and stuff like that. I got Fake Out. I got some priorities well with, I think Hitmonlee has like 4 or 5 different priority moves. So even if I didn't want to go with the whole Unburden way, I still have a way I still have priority. And I like what Hitmonlee can do. It's an instant jump start, instant boost to any team's kind of sluggish offense, and it's a fighting type, which is cool because I needed one of those. I don't know, arbitrary typings. But I think Hitmonlee just provides really an underrated boost of offense for a team where I might need it. And I think a lot of people underrate Hitmonlee all the time, but I used it with immense success last in the UBL, and I definitely can foresee Hitmonlee continuing to do so. It gets Fake Out too. It just got some solid moves, and it's just got a very high ability to fucking demolish things. So why would I not want to pick this thing up? And look at him. Looks like he's behind a mask. Who knows what's inside that weird exoskeleton that is Hitmonlee? It could be anything. Use your imagination, but don't draw it out because then it gets weird. And the internet gets weird when it starts drawing out things. My search history is all kinds of fucked up. Because sometimes people say, hey, this thing exists, and I go, you're a fucking liar. And then I Google it and I go, why did I just believe you? Why did I not just believe the words that were coming out of your mouth? It would have saved me the pain that I now have to hold within my body, because I have witnessed just really the depths of human depravity. So I wanted a grass type, but I could not afford Breloom. My tierings had to be lower due to the points that I were using on the mons I currently have. So for my 8th pick, I picked up Shiinotic. And Shiinotic has access to Spore. With my 9th pick, I pick up Komala. Komala's interesting because it can't be status because it's technically always asleep, so you can run some fun, like Sleep Talk, Last Resort sets with it. You can also run things like Wish on this guy. You can run U-Turn. It's a very attractive Assault Vester, and I believe that has some merit because of just, it's got a versatile move pool, and it's got an interesting ability to just not be status. So I don't care about Toxic Spikes, I don't care about being Scalded, I don't care about anything because Comatose is going to keep Komala from getting induced with any statuses at all. And, something with like Komala and Clefable, if I run like a Magic Art Clefable, then I have 2 mons that are essentially immune to the damaging effects of status. One of them being completely immune to all statuses with Komala, and I believe against a team that does that sort of thing, that a team that is built more towards wearing down another team with status effects and hazards. I think Komala is going to see a lot of Komala and Clefable together are going to see a lot of praise coming their way. Komala can also rapid spin, so get those stupid fucking spikes out of here. You set down layers, 3 layers of sharp spikes. I'm gonna send in my sleeping koala bear to spin around. Get those shits the fuck out of there, because that's the appropriate response to spikes being on the ground. Not cleaning them up anyway. Sending a sleeping koala bear to just start spinning. My final pick was Heatmor, and I have become more and more a fan of Heatmor the longer that I've had to have it drafted on my team. I did want a fire type, and the options left were almost non-existent. But Heatmor does this fun thing where it gets that one ability that Heatran gets. They both call it Flash Fire. So I have 3 immunities with abilities, and that is Volt Absorb, Water Absorb, and Flash Fire. So now I have immunities I have all those immunities. I got some solid ground immunities with Thundurus and Azelf. I got some ghost immunities with Komala, and now I got a fire immunity, Heatmor, and Heatmor's got a very interesting move pool. It's got Giga Drain, it's got Sucker Punch, in addition to, of course, having the fire moves that you would expect. And Heatmor doesn't have that bad of offensive stats. So while Heatmor on the surface, and when I drafted it, I wasn't the biggest fan of what it could do for the rest of my team. The more I've had it and the more I've looked at it, kind of the happier I am with this pick. I definitely don't see Heatmor being like a big-time defender or a big-time offensive presence, but I can definitely appreciate what Heatmor can bring to the table, and I can see myself utilizing those, I think, effectively as the season goes on. So that is it. That is the whole team of the Milwaukee Sawsbucks. Now, again, guys, I have not battled in a while. I have not team built in a while. It may take me 2 or 3 weeks to really kind of get things going and get myself really in the feel of how this goes and battling again. But I definitely am looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to kind of the end of 3DSs and all the capture cards and stuff. And in looking forward to that, I'm actually going to not be using a capture card to record my battles. I'm going to be going back all the way old school. I'm going to pay my respects to the start of what YouTube was for me, and that was Wi-Fi battling with a web camera facing my 3DS. So in honor of that, if you've made it this far, and if you've watched me for a long enough amount of time, if you watched Pokemon battles for a long amount of time, you'll know that's how it started. Capture cards slowly became a thing. Actually, it was the R4s were a thing. We had micro SD cards, and we put those on a computer, on an emulator, and record them that way. Capture cards weren't even really a thing until maybe 6 years ago, maybe so. For about 5 years of me. The first 6 years of me doing this. I've been doing it for 12. I've been doing this for 12 years. The first, I would say, 6 years of me doing this, the first half, I was just recording on a webcam. So I'm going to keep that alive. And this year is going to be ultimate throwback to everything that I've ever done on YouTube as far as Pokemon goes. So I hope that you guys can kind of overlook how obviously shittier quality the videos are going to be as compared to everybody else. But it's like my version of shooting a movie in 35 milligram film instead of like a digital. It's a throwback. I'm paying my respects, I'm paying homage, and I'm going on one more last nostalgic ride before Nintendo Switch takes over, and this is kind of like the closing of a book for me. So when I first started YouTube, it was Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were out, and it was 2007, it was 12 years ago, and 3DSs were this new awesome thing, and now it's kind of going to be the end of the 3DS, and it feels weird. It makes me a little sad on the inside, but all things must come to an end and all things change. But just because something's ending does not mean that it's bad. It just means that something else is taking its place. And like I said, I'm 27 now. If you know me, you'll know I've been doing this YouTube stuff forever. I've been doing a lot of coding recently, so I've been spending a lot of my time coding. So anyway, this is enough about that for now. This is my team for WBE. I'm excited to just battle again. I'm excited to finish out the 3DS with the biggest draft league that there is. And honestly, guys, I hope looking forward to a fun year because I don't care if I lose every single game this year. We're going to have some fucking fun on this channel. We're going to have some fucking fun.